Chavo Guerrero Jr., and you're watching THS Wrestling. Viva la raza!
What's going on, everybody? It's a madhouse over here. I hope everybody had a great weekend and hope everybody is trying to adjust to daylight savings, because I don't know what the hell's going on. I'll tell you that much. Savings? Yes.
Didn't even notice. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. I don't care about those things.
You don't care about time literally changing?
I don't. You know why? Because we still have to get up. We still have to work. My watches, all my things change on its own now. None of that thing matters.
Wow. Yeah. That happened today.
Oh, well, that's cool.
That was a thing that happened. Ken, what's going on? Hope everybody had a good weekend. My name is John, and I'm just a guy that's trying to keep on keeping on. I'm by myself with the dogs. So if you see dogs jumping around in the background barking, I apologize. It's literally just me in this house right now. And I am joined by a man who picked up the phone earlier today and said, "Hey, Tom, why don't you come on back?" Neeson, you did it. You brought Tom Brady back. Thank you so much. Thanks for doing that. We were so happy.
You know, look, I try to stress my power flex, my wings, if you will, every now and then. And sometimes I was like, look, we have the GOAT just sitting there. I know he wants to play. I know he's itching to play a good old game of professional football.
Basketball too.
Basketball too. You never know. You know, I think Orlando Magic could use him. Maybe some Florida team could probably use him. But neither here or there. Welcome back, the GOAT. And I really want to ask you this question. I think why, and not really like attacking or anything, but like, why do people really care about daylight savings time or just the time change in general?
Oh, I don't know. Because I don't know.
I always think it's just because one of those, like, people love to find something to complain about. One of those things is like,
don't worry, we got a lot to complain about tonight. Don't worry. That's not the only thing I'll be mentioning.
I wanted to set that up because, you know, yeah, we got a lot to complain about, but we could definitely talk about it.
I don't know. Man. It's just a thing that's like, oh, that's a mild annoyance. But I still sleep the same amount, you know? I don't know.
That's my thing. I'm like, we're still gonna sleep the same amount. It's literally just people complaining to complain. And what else better place to start a conversation with professional wrestling? Complaining to complain.
Well, yeah, I guess. I don't know if this is just complaining to complain, but we're gonna talk about SmackDown. You know what? I'm just going to play a voice message that I left Neeson moments after I found out about this thing that we're going to talk about next.
Butch. They renamed him Butch. His name is not Peter Dunn. They couldn't have just named him Dunn. They named him fucking Butch. His name is Butch. He's looks like an 1800s paper boy, and his name is Butch. Neeson, his name is Butch. I think my brain is broken. They finally did it. They fucking broke me. His name is Butch.
So WWE in their infinite wisdom called up Pete Dunne. You know, he was like, you know, I'll stay with the company. I'm not going to, you know, I'll resign. I'll stay with the company. You know, it's fine. NXT 2.0, it's different. It's all bright and shit. Maybe I'll get called up. You know, maybe they'll put me in something cool. No, they didn't. They renamed him Butch and put a paperboy hat on him. And his name's fucking Butch. And I think, honestly, I think I'm done. I think I'm done with WWE. I think that's it. Like, I literally don't fucking care. This was a man who held one of your titles for How many days? I don't know. Over 2 years. Same with Walter, who we're naming Gunther, but we're still keeping him in NXT. I don't know what's going on there. I'm sure there's some logical explanation as to why we renamed him Butch. And I can't wait to go back on Peacock and watch the great WWE United Kingdom Championship match between Butch and Gunther. I literally don't give a shit about WWE anymore. Like, I could give 2 fucks about them. And this was it. This was the last thing they needed to do, was name a man Butch, because they needed to rib somebody because, oh, that guy's real name's Luke, so we should call him Butch. Ha ha ha. That's hilarious. Let's fucking do that. His name is Butch. Butch. A fucking character that was probably on the cartoon Recess. They named him Butch. Why would anyone sign with this? Why would anyone build their name up and be like, yeah, this is who I am. This is how people know me. And they're like, well, fuck that. We know you've been with the company for like 6 years, but we're going to rename you Butch now. Have fun with that, Butch. Like the Bushwhackers, you remember? Because his real name's Luke, and we thought it'd be funny. Butch. This week's episode is sponsored by WWE 2K22, where you can create your own Butch and Gunther and whatever other fucking names they want to give people. Hi, Chris. How are you? You walked into it. All right, Neeson, what do you have to say? Tell me why I'm wrong.
Well, look, there's no right or wrong. You have the right to feel however you may like to feel. Okay, it is how you feel. If you're done with WWE because they decided to make a better business decision for themselves, I understand that 1,000%. That is nothing. That is not wrong. But, and I even because that just negate anything you said. Not wrong. You're not wrong. It doesn't matter. You're not wrong. Period. WWE, Raw, and SmackDown are 2 completely different things from NXT. We could complain about it. We could talk. We could sit here and say, yeah, Vince and Co. really doesn't give a care. Who, guys? Like, I get the feelings, but 1, it's a business. 2, they have changed names 1,000 times over and over and over and over again. And hey, either we cared or we didn't care. But most likely, most of the time, we didn't care about it. Like, so, yeah, I see what you're saying. He held the championship for X amount of years. Yes, you're absolutely right. But how many people watch NXT UK compared to how many people are watching Raw and SmackDown? Like, that's the thing we're talking about here. They don't care about that little number. They care about the mega box office business. We talk about that interview with Pat McAfee and Vince McMahon. It was a great interview because Vince was basically like, man, we are not professional wrestling. He literally said, being a WWE superstar, it's better than being a professional wrestler. You could talk about how they changed Doudrop's name and everybody got upset, but without that name change, she wouldn't have got that shine. And Doudrop, if she showed up tomorrow in some type of main event match, she's a made person. She wouldn't have got that. So she could have stuck
because of the name.
No, she would. If she wouldn't have accepted the name change, she wouldn't have been there. And then what? She would have been on the indies. Like, instead of you ask her how her bank account is. At the end of the day, it's a business. So we could sit here and be holier than that. I'm not saying you are. I'm saying the internet, because everybody's like, oh my God. It's like, yeah, I get it. We're upset because we love Pete Dunne. But Pete Dunne is done. He is now Gunther. He is now Butch. He is Butch. We either get with it or get left with it. I mean, that's all it is. It shouldn't be such a visceral reaction because this is not a new thing in WWE.
Now, let me ask you a question. If this was Adam Cole, would you feel the same way?
Absolutely. Because this is not it. Like, I will expect this to happen. I will expect it to happen. Like, when 2.0 happened, as soon as Gunther happened, we should have instantly known. Look, they shipped off. They had the Spirit Squad was in main event matches. They shipped them off, and they gave Dolph Ziggler. They gave Dolph Ziggler the name Dolph Ziggler. His name was Nikki, and they gave him Dolph Ziggler.
That's like the reverse. That's the reverse.
But all I'm saying is, like, they're looking at the bigger picture. It's me. How many me and yous watch AEW? Those kids that are screaming in the audience, those kids that when who was on Friday?
Blacked out. I don't know.
Yeah, I can't remember. I can't remember the segment, but they showed when Ronda Rousey was in the middle of the ring and this wasn't piped in sound. These kids were screaming. We're screaming for Ronda Rousey. I'm taking this off. We're screaming for Ronda Rousey. And I'm just like, nobody wants this. But those kids wanted that. You see, like, I was like, oh yeah, I forgot. We professional wrestling fans are not WWE's audience. Kenny Omega said it in his tweet. It's only those weird WWE. Oh no, I'm sorry. CM Punk said it in his press conference about weird WWE fans. Granted, I feel like he shouldn't have used weird, but he was saying WWE fans are in this box, right? Like, they're in this box. They don't know the song that Punk comes out to. They don't know about professional wrestling history. They only watch what the God Vince McMahon gives to his universe. So we can't be surprised that this is going to happen, that names are going to get changed. Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, nobody's wrong to be upset about it, but are we really surprised? Like, we're not. We're not at all. Because at the end, Vince didn't create Pete Dunne. He created Butch. Vince did not create Walter. He created Gunther. Vince did not create Rex Steiner, which Rex Steiner is a championship name.
Yeah,
he created Braun Breaker.
It has legacy behind it.
Exactly. He created Braun Breaker, and these are characters that he created, which we can't turn around. I remember when Braun Breaker was a name, it was like, come on, this name is trash. But at the same time, Braun Breaker is at the top of the card and now about to sell out American Airlines Arena versus Dolph Ziggler for the NXT Championship to win it 2 times. And he's probably going to lose, and he's going to be right on Raw in some mid-card pushing the main event. Like, I get the frustration and the upset, but at the same time, guys, like you just said, you're done with WWE. Hey, don't watch because they don't care. No, I know you don't. But like, it's just all the, and this is not at you because I feel like people may seem to take, but it's not at you. But we find these things to complain about, but we could just literally be like, yo, this is an ice cream shop, and I just don't like that ice cream. We could talk about it. We could have a little conversation, but but it's still that, like, to be visceral, so upset about it, and to keep like the amount of tweets I've seen on wrestling internet about it, and not even like jokingly, because I get jokes, but just the hatred of it. If you guys really like Pete Dunne, you would watch Pete Dunne. But now you're gonna hate watch. I mean, you're not even gonna hate watch it, not you. You're gonna not watch it at all. And then this man is going to get fired. And then you probably want him to go to AEW, scream for him to go to AEW in a bloated roster. And then he's just going to get lost in there. So then what? Like, we got to pick and choose. I would love Johnny Gargano to show up on SmackDown. But if his name is changed, we're going to be like, I'm going to be the same way I am now. What the fuck? Why change his name? But you know what? I'm still a fan of Johnny Gargano, and if they change his name to Jumping Kangaroo, I don't know what the fuck. I would be
No,
screaming.
they already did that with Shane Thorne,
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
who
slapjack,
hasn't
right?
even been on. What
But
did he get fired?
yeah, he got released. Yeah, slapjack got released.
Yeah.
But I'm not a I'm not a slapjack fan, so I didn't care. I mean, I wasn't really a big Shane Thorne fan. I thought he was cool in TM81, but
Yeah, and
I
then they
wasn't a big
fired
fan
the
of.
other.
Well, no, remember he had a kid, and he's
Oh,
like he
that's right.
wanted to
He
go
left.
home. Yeah, it was a whole kid like that. But that's the thing. It's so much. There's business, and then there's real life. And Vince said it best in that interview. And I'm not trying. And it sounds like I'm trying to take up for it, but I'm really just looking at it like, yeah, man, look. If they don't want to do that, if they don't want to take that on, let them go. Like, it's fine because they have 1,000 of them under them.
Yeah.
That's what NXT is for. It's literally for that. Hey, man, you want your shot? Here it is. If you don't like it, keep it moving. It's just that is keeping it moving right now at this moment the best situation for a person that's just trying to live and take care of their daughter? Like, oh no, I'm gonna quit and I'm gonna go to where? So that's just my thing, man. Like I get people's frustration with it, but come on, man. Like we can't have everybody get upset, tell them to leave, and then you scream for them to go to AEW, and then AEW isn't even, they can't fit them nowhere. There's no time for them to go nowhere. They should have gave Pete Dunne. Yeah, same thing. I think, look, it was the first week. We don't even know his actual gimmick. Like, it's literally.
I know he doesn't know how to wear a hat properly. I know that much.
I mean, it looks like old times yet.
Like flying off his head. What's happening here?
It just looks
Is
like
there
it's
a
going
gremlin
up.
under? Oh shit! Is his gimmick that there's a gremlin living under his hat, and that's why it's so hot? Now I'm on board. Now let's go, Butch. Butch and the little gremlin. Is Hornswoggle gonna pop out of there? And that's how we get Hornswoggle back in WWE, and we all fucking clap and go, "This is great."
Guys,
Butch.
we're just gonna end up. I don't even know if
is Butch a champion? Is that a name that you would be like, he's gonna win a championship with Butch?
No, I don't. And you know what?
Then.
And shout out to I keep saying them, but Evan Max Show, even though they're my arch enemies right now. They had a conversation about everybody that they hate the term everybody doesn't need the championship. Isn't it the goal to be in wrestling for everybody to want to be a champion? I agree, but disagree with that. I agree that yes, you should want to be a champion, but I disagree because it is a quasi team sport. Like, so everybody can't be champion, so you have to play a role.
Yeah.
And if you place everybody in the championship line, then how does the full card get filled out? You cannot have a full show of just, you can't have a 8-match card with all main events. Because by the time you get to that third match, everybody is going to be tired. Like, meaning all the audience is going to be tired. So then it won't even matter by the time you get to the then it won't even matter by the time you get to the last match because nobody be paying attention. So
listen, I'm having that problem in my GM on WWE 2K22, guys. Can't put everybody in the card, can't make them happy.
Yep.
My goodness. You guys done? What's he doing? Is he barking over there? Jesus Christ. All right, let's move on because we've already talked about Butch for 20 minutes and that's too long. I guess my first question to you is, well, first of all, absolutely not. No Smooth. No.
Wait,
no,
what did I say? How would you feel about AEW going 3 hours? Look, hey man, I want it. I want it. You know why I want it? Because it'll give more. That's at least 2 to 4 more segments of television of what other wrestlers that can happen. And if they can't make a third hour work with the bloated roster they have, I want everybody that talks crap about WWE not making it work to write Vince McMahon a handwritten letter sealed with a kiss. Okay? And if they can make it work, you write Vince McMahon a handwritten letter sealed with the middle fingerprint of your hand. Win-win.
Wow.
Win-win. The Postal Service stays in business, guys. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, so there you go. That's all. Nees is just he's for the work. He's for the working man. Like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Sip of water for the working man. What?
I brought my canteen over and I was like, oh, thank God it's empty. I have nothing in it, so I'm absolutely screwed. All right. I mean, maybe they could make it work, but I don't know. 2 hours feels like they've got a lot going on, and that was for sure the case last Wednesday, the show after Revolution. Do you think they consider Revolution their WrestleMania?
No.
You think that's a Double or Nothing?
Yes.
Okay. Because this felt like a hard reset. We're doing a bunch of new stuff, and yeah, there was a lot. There was a lot to go on around with that, and we opened the show with Chris Jericho, and Chris Jericho was like, "Oh, this lady's laying down." Chris Jericho says, "Come out, Eddie Kingston." We think we get like we're gonna get the handshake, which I believe we actually do get the handshake. And then out come Daniel Garcia and 2.0. They beat up everyone. I did notice that they didn't really beat up Jericho, which I thought was strange until everybody turned on Kingston. I believe Santana and Ortiz came out, and Jake Hager comes out and goes, "What are you doing?" And then he ends up turning on and joining this new stable, which is called the Jericho Appreciation Society. This is very interesting new rebranding of the stable. Inner Circle is no more. Jericho is a heel, and it kind of gives, it almost feels like a reset to where he's reintroducing or giving the rub to these newer three guys. And yeah, Smooth, I said that immediately. I was like, Homicide and Hernandez are going to be here very soon. We're going to get we'll probably get a blood and guts match between, that's what it feels like where we're going to. But yeah, the Jericho Appreciation Society, how do we feel about the group itself? How do we feel about the name? How do we feel about it just in general?
It could have been cool. I mean, the name definitely could have been better. I would have liked the Taste of Jericho. I think the Taste of Jericho would have been great with 2.0. And I was like, just give me a little taste. Give me a little taste. I know you want to taste.
That would have been great.
Taste.
I know a lot of people were like Inner Circle 2.0, but you can't really have 2.0 a group and then 2.0 in the, I don't know.
No, but I think it was a great time for them to break away. From the Inner Circle. I thought this was a great way to do it because you're still uplifting newer talent. You're taking just Chris Jericho's star power. You're putting 2.0 surrounded, putting Danny Garcia, which fits right into the Sammy Guevara role, and you still have Jake Hager as your heater. We see that they're pushing Sammy Guevara into a bigger role now, even at the end with Ty Conti. They basically just booked that whole segment at the end to sign Paige. So it feels like it definitely was a little overtime with the Inner Circle, but it was time for the Inner Circle to disband. You can have LAX really be LAX are proud and powerful, and they could really be that. They could really go for the tag team titles after this whole thing fizzles out. So I do like it. I do wish the name was something different. I just honestly, I look back on it, but it wasn't the biggest thing. I feel like AEW's Dynamite was just it was too much. It was way too much. They need to learn pacing a little more with shows because you don't toss it was so much stuff that you just forgot. Like you literally have to be like, oh yeah, that did happen. Oh yeah, that did happen. Oh yeah, we got a William Regal promo. Oh yeah, we got like it
Yeah.
was so much stuff that this wasn't even at the top.
No, this just opened the show.
Right, you know what I'm saying? Like it's
Yeah.
they had all these moments that definitely, I know you said it was like a reset, but I think to their detriment, this could have been even bigger than really what it was. Like even if they have homicide, like like they have so much, they have so many hot things, they got to figure out where to play them, and that's why they should have a third hour. To be honest with you,
I mean, I think I could get down with a third hour, but then do you just leave Rampage as a 1 hour?
no, you make right. You like I said it the first show. Rampage should be 2 hours. Like I don't.
So they basically just need to be SmackDown and Raw, basically hour.
Absolutely, yes.
Okay.
They have the talent. They have the fan engagement. Like I know the ratings isn't quote unquote SmackDown and Raw level, whatever, but it's showing the network that they are consistent in a sense. Like I know they were low for a little bit, and like they've been jumping up. What the trend is that they jump up towards major pay-per-views. So and they're trying to do more and more themed shows during the week or doing off. But yeah, I think the reason why they need more time is because they have this, man. Like think of all the stuff we got, and then we only got Keith Lee on Rampage going against QT Marshall. We're not even talking about that. You see what I'm saying? Like we're not even talking about that.
I mean, I am down for him and Hobbs to get into a little feud and just be two big meaty men slapping meat. I'm down with that. But I don't need to see him fight QT Marshall.
I mean,
as soon as that segment happened on Dynamite, I went, "Come on, is this what we're doing already? This is what we're doing."
And it was like like you could have like sneezed for that segment, like you would have like missed it. You see what I'm saying? So like time, but to go back to the Jericho thing, I think it's great for Eddie Kingston. I think it's great. Like Eddie Kingston is amazing, and if you're not gonna have these major names on a professional wrestling community on a higher level, give them something to sink their teeth into, and that's what AEW is doing. So kudos to them.
You did mention the William Regal promo. I thought it was wonderfully done. Even like he went on. Did you see he went on Twitter and apologized for going up?
He went over. I mean,
it's a real man's man right there.
Yeah, he went over. Wardlow's promo, like you had a babyface WWE Wardlow promo that happened.
Yeah,
it was a lot that happened on Revolution, guys. Like that was probably the most stacked Dynamite I can remember in the last 2 years.
We also had it was very stacked. We even had this, which many people might have forgotten about, where we fired Tully Blanchard.
A sneeze.
So Tully Blanchard is out as the manager, and I assume out of the Pinnacle as well. If the Pinnacle's not even a thing, really.
The Pinnacle's not a thing.
Now that we think about it, Inner Circle's gone, but kind of replaced with a new version of it. And the Pinnacle's just no more because Wardlow's like, I'm done. And FTR has fired Tully Blanchard, and seemingly just they will not. It did seem very random, very, very out of place. And then we get another stable breakup, kind of, with the AHFO.
My God,
all doing thumbs down and getting rid of Matt. Sting and Darby come out to make the save, then we hear some familiar music, and one Jeffrey Nero Hardy dances a little bit before he goes help his brother who's being assaulted by 5 other dudes in the ring. And Jeff Hardy is now a part of All Elite Wrestling. What did you think of the debut? What do you think of the Hardy Boys being in AEW now, or the Hardys?
I think it's cool nostalgia. I think it services their audience. I I think it's great. You know, it's a great pop. It'll be interesting stories they can tell. I mean, we're finally going to get look. They instantly teased the Darby and Jeff Hardy thing. That was like right off the gate. Now you have Darby. Imagine Sting having a one-on-one sit down with Jeff Hardy in like some type of like crow's nest. God.
What? What?
I'm half joking. But imagine Sting sitting down like they're in the camera just is catching a conversation in some type of like weird abstract space, and Darby Allin rolls up, and like you can have so many out of ring segments that will make whatever they do in the ring interesting.
I honestly think we're gonna get like we're get what?
No, what?
We're gonna get a Jeff Darby match.
Yes,
it won't be like a feud. It'll be like an out of like, hey, let's just beat the shit out of each other for entertainment. It doesn't have to be like a blood feud or anything. I think it'll be interesting.
Hey, pops are deeper than blood, Dylan. Pops are deeper than blood.
Dude, all the memes of it are amazing. They're all so good. The high school fight with the guy breakdancing in the middle of it.
That is legit. That's why I was like, I think it's great for them. I don't think WWE quote unquote missed out. The only thing I really think they missed out is a Hall of Fame moment. But I don't think they missed out. I think this forces two things. It forces WWE to build new stars, and it forces AEW to give the people what they want by also keeping it interesting. So like I said, the first thing we saw was Jeff Hardy eyeing up Darby Allin, and I instantly knew it, right? So I'm like, okay, this is something that people have been talking about, like in wrestling, out of wrestling, that Darby Allin is the second coming of Jeff Hardy. Now they're able to both stand side by side and face to face. Like either or is going to be an interesting matchup. So that's why I said it's just about the story. It's about all the things outside the ring. So I want them to give me all the stuff outside the ring, because honestly, I could care less what they do inside the ring. Give me the story with them. I don't care to see them try to kill themselves.
Fair enough. And you know, we talked about how stacked the show is. The main event was Scorpio Sky taking on Sammy Guevara for the TNT Championship.
Just hold it.
And I don't want to file it under better late than never, but this man should have been champion about a year ago. But I'm glad he's champion now. I'm glad he's going to be champion after next week, because if anybody thinks that Wardlow is just going to win and he's going to ride off into the sunset and everything's going to be fine for him, MJF wasn't on the show last week, and I guarantee you he's going to show up to fuck things up for Wardlow. That is a guarantee. That is going to happen after the promo Wardlow cut. There's no way. There's no way. So I'm excited for Scorpio Sky. I think this is going to be a really good run if they give him the run he deserves, because we talked about it, like, I want to say a month ago. What happened to Scorpio Sky? His shoe fell off in the beginning of AEW, and he was a made dude. And then he was the first tag team champions. Yeah.
Yes.
They were the first tag team champions, and then seemingly looked like he was going to go on his own. And then Ethan Page came in. They paired him with Ethan Page, an American Top Team. So we'll see where this goes. Fingers crossed that we give him a good run. And at the end of the night, I mean, we've basically just put Sammy and Ty Conti together on screen. And now it looks like Paige Van Zant is coming after Ty Conti, because now she has officially signed a contract with AEW. What do you okay, this is a lot. Like we said, there's a lot going on in the show. what do you think about our new TNT champion? And what do you think of Paige Van Zant signing with AEW?
No feelings about Paige Van Zant signing with the AEW. None at all. No disrespect to her. Just doesn't move the needle
Like
for me.
a wait and see, or you just don't care?
I mean, I guess it all is a wait and see, right? But like, it doesn't move the needle for me at all. It's nothing like I have to tune in to see. I'm not interested, maybe because I'm not aware or a fan of her like that. So, and she hasn't done nothing in ring or in wrestling to make me a fan of her. So, yeah, just no interest yet. But Scorpio Sky, I think all that. What I didn't like is that's all trying to bury the Scorpio Sky win. This man has been undefeated for over a year.
Yeah.
This man has like all the things you said about him being at his highest, and still them not paying attention to this man.
Face of the revolution.
Yeah, so for Scorpio, for Cody Rhodes talking up Scorpio Sky to me on our interview and saying that's the guy, like everybody knew that was the guy, right? And I think for it to happen now, it is better late than never, but never late is better. And I just hope that they have enough baby faces for him to run through, or they have enough stories for him to run through.
It feels like a heel territory, doesn't it?
It does, because if you look, like, are they gonna bring Miro back and Miro turns face, or are they gonna you got Darby Allin, but it looks Darby Allin's gonna be with Sting. You got like, look at that Mick or MJF. Are they gonna put Punk against Scorpio Sky? Daniel Bryan, Mox, and all of them are tied up. You can't have Daniel go, or just give me Lee Moriarty then.
I was just gonna
like that's all I'm saying. Like,
Scorpio Sky is a veteran. We need to remember this. Like, he's been around for a minute. So I think if he goes through some baby faces that aren't as well established, but makes them in the process, I think that would be a good run. I feel like we do have a decent amount of mid-card baby faces, maybe, but also at the same time, I'm like,
I don't think we do. I don't think we do. Like, everybody's tied up in a faction with the tag team rival. Like, I don't think we actually have a decent babyface mid-card section here. So, I mean, but again, maybe we do have Keith Lee, but like, what are we gonna do with Ricky Starks, with Hobbs and Lee? Maybe now Team Taz could actually be a real legitimate faction now.
Yeah.
It's just so many questions, but I just want to take the time out to say kudos to Scorpio Sky. He was somebody that I remember watching in ROH, and I remember I was just like, man, this guy could really go. And then I would see him on BTE every now and then. I'm like, okay, this guy has a little personality, and then he had his own little vlog and stuff. So I always thought he had something. He could always talk. He definitely has a look. I'm happy that he has a title to legitimize him, I guess, in the eyes of the professional wrestling world. But I want to see now them give him a story, give him something to sink his teeth into, because that man has all the things, and they can't drop the ball. Like, it's representation, damn it.
Don't drop the ball. It's his time once again to shine, and with a title. So this is I'm very interested to see where it goes. I hope that the match with Wardlow is an actual match. Like, I hope that it's like good. I hope that it's not like completely one-sided until MJF comes out and ruins it.
Mm-hmm.
Or they could really mess it up and just Wardlow could win and MJF could take the title from him because he still technically works for him. God, I hope they do not do that.
They like messing things up. But yeah, no, they bet not have Wardlow win that quick. That bet not happen.
A last man standing match between those two. I feel like it's weird, right? Because we're like, who's Hangman gonna go? Who's he gonna fight next? And we're like, oh, it'll be MJF. But MJF, like, he's got some issues to take care of with Wardlow. I don't think we're gonna see MJF until whatever the pay-per-view after Double or Nothing is. Maybe even beyond that. I don't know. Hangman Punk? I don't know about that. I mean, maybe. I don't know. So I think Smooth's had a question, and I wanted to just address it before we moved on. What do you think about this? And it wasn't. It came out that Warner was like, no, we don't want you to sign the Briscoes because of the remarks that they had made a couple of years back about I believe it was about gay marriage and some other stuff. And how do you think, or how do you feel about him not bringing them in? And now it's an even weirder thing because they're the Ring of Honor tag team champions. So, which is a company he now owns. So, your thoughts on this?
They can't come in. Like, that's hey man, like, you made your bed and now laying it. I don't know the comments. I don't know how it is. I mean, Warner is not a company that Warner AEW. It's already like AEW is NXT and Warner is WWE, right? Like that. If we're looking at structure,
right,
that's what it is. So you can't fault Warner for thinking like that, because it's like they're trying to think of the overall brand. Get it, get them. I was telling them to get them. But you can't really be upset over them thinking like that, because they're thinking of their overall brand, right? So
yeah.
But I do think with them being a part of ROH, I think they can. It's not that FTR can't go to ROH.
That is true.
It's not that FTR and Briscoes can't meet up. Like, they can't lend that match to GCW, but they own ROH, so it's no reason. It's not that.
Yeah.
That means it just can't be on TNT or TBS. That's it.
Yeah.
It can't be under, quote unquote, the AEW banner. But it can. It can be under the ROH banner. So if they do a one night stand ROH type of show with AEW talent, contracted talent, that's aired on a different type of like on Fight, which is not Warner owned, it can happen. And I that's what I would want to happen, to be honest with you. Like, I want Tony Khan to treat ROH like how we all thought Vince should have treated WCW or ECW.
Separate entity.
Do not cross streams unless it's built for it. I just heard Jericho say the Invasion pay-per-view is the fourth most highest grossing pay-per-view in WWF's history. He got the biggest check other than three other WrestleMania events, and he was in a 10-man tag match.
Yep.
So he was like, imagine how much money that show actually made. But Vince was just so convinced, like, look, I bought it, did it, let's squash it, move on. And they could have ran that show like 4 or 5 more times.
They could have run it to Survivor Series.
They could have did whatever the hell they could have, but it wasn't about the money, right? So if Tony Khan isn't, if it's not about the money, run it like a separate entity, not under the AEW banner.
Well, I think one thing that is being said. Good night, Chris. Thanks for stopping by, man. Thanks for joining the chat. One thing that I think is being said is Tony Khan's going to book both territories.
Oh God.
Because he wants it to be fluid, and he doesn't want it to be like NXT to WWE.
Well, that's exactly that's not it. Like, this is the issue that we have with NXT 2.0 and WWE. This is why we love Black and Gold so much, because Black and Gold was completely different from WWE, from from Raw and SmackDown. But 2.0 is just like Raw and SmackDown. That's another 2 hours of the same type of programming that is on our calendar to watch or not watch. Like, you got Elevation, you have Dark, like you have all these other entities that are just like Rampage and Dynamite. Why not have a separate entity that is not fluent, but they work this? I mean, you could work the same type of match, but it could feel completely different.
Yeah, agreed.
You know, like, because Black and Gold is working the same exact match that, you know, the triple threat tag team match with Matt Riddle, Randy Orton, Kevin, Seth, and Alpha Academy. That's the same formula match that would work in Black and Gold. It was just in a different setting. It was different way. It felt different. Give us that.
Give us what we want.
Give us what we want, Tony. Come on, Big Money Tony. Come on, Big Money Tony. Give us what we want, Big Money Tony.
Oh, Garcia, you got tickets for NXT, and they were for lower bowl, $36.
Oh, let me go buy my NXT. I'm about, you know what? Fuck it.
Holy moly. Well, I mean, this is the first show they've run in front of a different crowd as 2.0, and I think as NXT since question mark.
I would say we don't two things in the chat. Dylan, I hear what you're saying. I hear your sentiments, but we don't deserve anything. We earn everything. So I hate when people say we deserve things, because you don't deserve anything. Like, you literally earn things. But I get what you're saying. Like, give us what we deserve.
I'm gonna earn this dinner I make after we're done.
Exactly. Give us what we earn, man. We watch your show enough. We earn to be satisfied with the conclusion of shows and not have 60-minute draws that lead to anything. But also to tickets, it being expensive. Yeah, look, we should be happy that they're cheap and not worry about that they're cheap, rather. Because American Airlines Arena is a big ass arena, and it's like 20,000 people could fit in there. And then 2, guys, gas is high. That means flights are going up even more. Rent is going up. The 99% and the 1% are getting further and further away, and I don't even know how that's possible, because it's still 1% away. So it's tough. So I'm happy that I'm literally like, cool, I'm gonna look for tickets for that, because I'm really trying to go to Dallas at last minute.
Oh,
and
you're gonna do it last minute?
I'm really trying, because I got a place to stay now. So it's just like, all right, like, I just want to go to Mania. But yeah, I think if I could get the ticket, if I could get some like cheap NXT 2.0 tickets, I'll go see Dolph Ziggler and Braun Breaker in the main event. I'll go see God's Greatest Salvation, Mandy Rose with Toxic Attraction. I'll go see Bailey go down. No, I don't know. She teased about going to NXT, but
did she?
Yeah.
That ain't happening.
Nah.
No way.
AJ Styles went there, guys. Come on. I go see the Australian Pat McAfee. I go do that.
Oh, can we? Did you watch Pat McAfee's promo video? Oh my god,
chills.
It was amazing. It was so good.
freezing shit. Like, come on, man. Like, Pat McAfee is that guy.
Did they run
and
that on SmackDown?
They did not run that on SmackDown. He did that himself. He did not run that on SmackDown.
Oh my God.
That was a him promo. Just the guy paid for his own jet for a year and a half, lost money just for the opportunity. It really I don't want to get too deep in the weeds about personal stuff, but it really showed me like betting on yourself is where it's at. Like, no matter those companies that are trying to tell you, well, hey, like you gotta work, you gotta like kill yourself for us to really pay you what you're worth. If you don't like that company, you don't see passion in that, then leave that company, because you're going to be a part of something that you're not going to even care that you're quote unquote killing yourself or overworking yourself, because you're going to love what you're doing. And Pat McAfee, this is something that he wanted to do his whole life, and he loves what he's doing. Like, he's all of us. He is every one of us.
Yeah.
So kudos to that man. Like, I'm telling you, I was inspired as hell after that. I was like, you know what? You're right. Let's go create. Let's go make something. Let's go continue to bet on ourselves, because when we bet on ourselves, we always win. And God damn it, Pat McAfee's winning. Pingle, you're winning. God damn it. Everybody. Carmella, you're winning. Yeah. You're winning back there.
Carmella? Oh, you got a little chicken? Oh,
Carmella winning with the chicken.
I can't stand it, but she is so annoying as well.
The better half is winning, and
better half is the movie's premiering.
Winning
right
in movie, yeah, winning. Everybody's winning. Why? Because we bet on ourselves. Dylan, you're winning. Garcia, you're winning. Smooth, you're winning. Everybody in the chat, you're winning, because you're betting on yourselves. Damn it, and we need to continue to do so.
I think Smooth said, if Pat pursued it full time, I think it could be huge. I agree. I think it could be. I think he, his mic skills are amazing, and I think paired with the right people, I think Adam Cole was the perfect person to pair him with. And we'll see what happens with Austin. I think that will be interesting. I'm sure it'll go great, but I feel like when you pair Adam Cole with somebody, you're like, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Like, especially with like a celebrity, you're like, okay, that makes a lot of sense. But man, AJ versus Pat, Seth versus I don't even know what a Seth Rollins versus Pat McAfee program would look like, but I'm down. I'm interested to see it.
Yeah, I'm trying to think who's more of a. I would want to see a Kevin Owens versus Pat.
Oh,
Kevin Owens is very sports entertainery. Like, he's very like Seth, yes, but Kevin's mic skills on a comedic side will play perfectly with Pat. I feel like Seth, the Joker-esque thing, it'll be okay, but what
you do? This is easy. You just have at Mania, when Austin's beating that ass, Steve Austin, you just cut to Pat McAfee for a second and he's laughing his ass off.
Oh yeah, and it sets
and
up.
That's
it. And he comes back like, you're laughing.
You just move on to there.
Yeah.
My friend Adam was right about you.
Yeah. Kevin to say something like that.
Yeah, he would.
He would. My friend Adam was right about you. Oh, my God.
Would be interesting too.
Oh, yes. Miz is that guy for Pat McAfee. If after whatever Mania and Miz comes on, he's cutting a promo and he's just like, and you had Pat McAfee take up time on WrestleMania? I'm the one that's supposed to be on WrestleMania. I am the 7-time Intercontinental Champion. He starts wearing everybody down and doing this Miz thing. I will flip for it. I'm like, oh yeah, give us that. WrestleMania Backlash, baby.
Oh my God.
Really Money in the Bank.
Money in the Bank, yeah.
WrestleMania Backlashes rematches.
Is there anything else we want to talk about before we talk about our last thing here?
Shouts out to Big E.
Yes.
Prayers to Big E. You know, broke his neck.
I didn't put the picture in there because I was like, I don't. That's why I think I forgot about it. I didn't put a picture of like what had happened in our.
Yeah. He broke his neck. Taking a over the head belly to belly suplex outside of the ring from Rich Holland. Didn't compress.
It didn't compress it, and it didn't. Basically, everything stayed in place.
Yeah, everything stayed in place. Upper C. No, it's not C because C is at the bottom. Whatever. It's right here. Yeah. So his is L, right? Or no, yeah. C is at the top. L3, L4 is at the bottom.
Yes.
That's right. So C is C6 and something. So he broke his neck. It just prayers to him, man. Like, cause that dude, he instantly, like, everybody was online worried and scared. Because he got stretchered. He put a thumb up on a stretcher. So everybody was like, okay, but still, like, what is wrong? And he took time out that night to make a video and just be like, hey, man, I'm okay. Like, don't worry about it. Hearing that, like, Woods went to go see him right away. Everybody flocked to the hospital. Rich Holland was there. I believe they said Kevin was there. Like, everybody was there to see him. And like he said, luckily he broke it in Alabama or in Birmingham.
They have great doctors there.
Because they have great doctors, and that's where everybody goes to get the best surgery done at WWE. So just prayers to him. I'm really
no surgery. That's good.
No surgery. It just makes me, the first thing I thought was, I was like, man, retire. And not retire because you have to, but retire because you don't need this. Like, you're a good dude.
You could literally do anything.
You could do anything.
Yeah.
Like, you don't need it. And you may love it or not, but like, let them understand how talented you are, that you could go make yourself a star in anything else and do anything, because there's no way you shouldn't even been in that match.
Yeah. For Butch.
Yeah. And I need Kofi Kingston now to talk about his name.
Oh, I will love that. That'll be great.
Yeah.
I'm fine with that. Yeah, we talked about Butch for like a half an hour to start the show out.
You say yes for like a half an hour. You know it's all about it.
We also want to, we're thinking about Scott Hall. We hope he's. I haven't seen any updates recently, so apologies if we've gotten any updates. But he's in our thoughts. We hope he is doing better. Like I said, I haven't heard any updates. Neeson, I believe you interviewed him.
I did.
Yeah,
I did. Last about almost a year ago to date. Just tough, man. It's tough. It's one of those things. That's one of the wrestlers that I first connected to as a kid, and I didn't even see him as, he was one of the first wrestlers I didn't see as a white male, which was odd. Like, it was like, I seen Razor, I thought he was like Puerto Rican machismo dripping cool guy. I'm like, yeah, I want to be cool like this guy. I still to this day, you'll catch me every time I walk through a doorway. I hit one of these and like walk through the doorway. I used to walk around with, like, I had a vest like this. So I actually tweeted this picture, but I had a vest like this, and that's why I picked that one. And I used to have it open with no shirt and walk around the house. So yeah, man, like the little curl in the front, I thought, I always thought it was like a Michael Jackson.
Oh, when I had
nod.
hair, you bet your ass I had that thing.
Man, like
That was it. It was that piece.
It's it's tough. It's tough, but
Yeah.
I hope he kicks out, he pulls through. I mean, that's 3 heart attacks in one go. That's a tough kick out. But if anybody could do it, he could do it. And I'm just definitely glad I got to meet him and have a conversation with him. And we talked about our shared love for Rhea Ripley.
Hey, you connected with him.
Man, I did. In shoes. We talked about Rhea Ripley in shoes. Like, come on, he's my guy. I want to mention something. I love how AEW is letting Jeff and Sting work together, and you could still Jeff is paying respect to Sting Wednesday night by playing.
Yeah, it was a very because that was the last time I would think they were in the ring together, was the infamous Rhea with the crazy pins. Yeah,
she's doing it on purpose now, guys. By the way, like she has been like retweeting. She's like anything to get the win. Like that was like she's been retweeting them, and she's doing it on purpose now. She knows what she's doing.
All right, we got anything else before we get on out of here?
Can you just follow us on our WWE 2K streams? That's all.
Yeah. I saw Smooth was like, hey, you hopping on later? I am going to hop on later, and I believe this man next to me is also hopping on.
Yeah, I'm about to play. I'm probably about to play right now since I'm sitting here. Might as well get some games in. Ooh, somebody's calling somebody out. Smooth says he wants to fight you. Ooh, well, Smooth, I've been calling him out too. He's not trying to wrestle me either.
Wow.
I think I bugged you.
You've been calling out everybody. You're going to get us in trouble.
Hey, look, no, actually, they running scared. Can I just, before we get out of here, I need to take some time. I need to clear up some things. Dylan, you started a whole thing with that clip that you cut.
I literally said it was a good nickname. That was the only thing I said. And then I wake up to like a bunch of
man.
I didn't do anything.
So let me take this time out real quick. I will have this as my hashtag of the week real quick. Let me just take this time out, guys. Excuse me. Give me a second. So my hashtag of the week is hashtag it's all love. It's all love. That's right. Now, let me break this down for you. See, the clip that Dylan so eloquently cut and posted last week that got a little traction from those fascinating, strapping young gentlemen over there at the Mcmania podcast on Spotify, which you can listen to every Tuesday, by the way, on Spotify. It caused a little chaos between good old Flobo and Mcmania. They thought he was actually being the turncoat. He was actually letting us talk crap about Mcmania. Now, we love Mcmania. We love Flobo. We love Jack Farmer. Hey, Brian H. H. I'm pronouncing all of the and the H. Waters. And good old Evan Mack. You guys, we love you. Now you take all that love and all that support and all that invites to the cookouts, if you will, and you throw all those to the side, and goddamn it, you're still gonna get this work. I tell you, I don't care how, when, way, why. You better make sure your sticks are warmed up. You better make sure your thumbs are all stretched. You better make sure you're practicing right at this moment. You should be live streaming your practices so people could give you vices and the tips to how exactly to pin Neeson and Pingle in a 1-2-3 match. Matter of fact, we may even give you an advantage and have a TLC match and have a ladder ladder so you could, say, oh, we still beat you. And, you really didn't beat us because all I had to do was click it a couple times. And if you click it enough times and you get the briefcase, you may even give you advantage on that because, if you go for a pinfall submission match, there is no chance in hell. Benny Mac, I'm talking old school swinging the arms before Conor McGregor. No chance in hell that you're pinning us. 1, 2, 3. I don't care if you have a roster full of Hall of Famers. I don't care if you pull up 2K developers themselves. It is no way that you're going to get some L's off of us. But other than that, it is all love. We love you guys. I support you guys. I tweet you guys and talk about you guys all the time. It has nothing to do with nothing. But just know, Evan Mack, next time you're in LA, just know that Jack Farmer, you turncoat. Just know that Flobo Boys, we always been talking about this one-on-one. You can get this if it's on Xbox or PS or PC or Switch or Twitch or Mitch. You know what I'm gonna say. Come on over. Come on over to Death Row. Don't know how I got to Death Row, but we got there.
Come on over to. Well, the South's got something to say. Okay, that's what I don't have a hashtag of the week. Oh boy. Well, I better get my practices in.
Hey, we're good. We're good.
Yeah, I have no hashtag.
All right.
I just have 2 dogs that are literally sitting right here staring at me. They're just looking at me. And now, so I don't have a hashtag.
Camilla has a chicken, and that's what it's all about.
You got that little chicken. All right. So ridiculous. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. This has been a crazy show. A lot of stuff. We're calling out people. We're starting blood feuds. It's fine though. Listen, I'll do what I gotta do. like Mrs. Dad.
It's fun.
We'll be on a little later. I don't think we're gonna try and do that joint stream again until we figure it out. It was very choppy on here. It wasn't great. But we'll run some games. Smooths wants to run some games, so we'll hop on and we'll play some games a little later. You can find me on Twitch, Twitter, and Instagram at JP Thrice, and you can find Neeson on all of those. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. You have something that's happening in about 5 days that I think you should be plugging.
Yes. Intercession, ladies and gentlemen, the show that I've been talking about for quite a long time. It is premiering season 1 on Revote. So please make sure you download your Revote apps at the App Store, or you can go to Roku, download Roku, or you can go to Apple TV, download it on Apple TV, or you can watch it online at Revote TV. You can watch it however you got to Revote. You can watch it, but make sure March 18th, Revote. Intercession is dropping full season, 10 episodes of 10 amazing artists. And I just got to say, the season finale of this first season is probably my favorite episode of season 1. Can't tell you who that is, but just look for it when you watch it because it's a special one.
There you go.
Oh, you can find me at Stay Fly Life on everything now. Stay Fly Life, everything.
There you go. All right, guys, that's it for us this week. Make sure you are following us on Facebook, facebook.com/THS Wrestling News, youtube.com/that hashtag show TV, twitch.tv/that hashtag show, and instagram.com/THS.wrestling. But most importantly, check out that hashtag show.com for everything trending in geek pop culture. And Camilla and I will see you next week.
Bye, Nick.